All right, let me start with our top story tonight on a very, very tragic story that's come to light of girls in Ghaziabad near Delhi jumping to death because their parents restricted them from watching Korean drama. A horrific tragedy that's really shaken the nation. 3 minor sisters from Ghaziabad have jumped to death from the 9th floor of their apartment. The trigger was an argument that they had with their parents at home over excessive online Korean content. They were gaming Korean games and Korean content. The consumption was so much, their parents restricted them from watching that kind of Korean content 24 hours. In fact, they would miss school to watch it. And after that, the girls, very upset, decided to take the extreme step. Police say the sisters, aged 16, Nishika, Prachi at 14, Paki 12, were deeply addicted to Korean tasks-based online game and Korean drama. Their all kinds of videos, their fashion, their culture, so intense that their obsession was so hard, they eventually told their father, Papa, Korean is our life, we cannot live without it. We cannot leave it, we cannot live without it. Chilling new details have emerged in their diary. The girls wrote extensively about their love for Korean culture, Korean pop music, Korean movies, short films, web series and shows. According to DCP Trans Hindon, Nimish Patil, the writings, according to the DCP there, the writings clearly show emotional dependence on this virtual world. The kind of addiction that these girls had to Korean drama and everything Korean, they were so addicted, obsessed with it to such an extent that they were refusing to let go any screen time that they had to watch it. Police have recovered a final note we hear from their room. It had a crying emoji that read in Hindi, इस डायरी में जो कुछ भी लिखा है वो सब पढ़ लो क्योंकि ये सब सच है. Saying, read now, whatever is written is all true in this diary. I'm really sorry, Papa. That's what the girls have said before committing suicide.
मैं उसको बाहर वाले रूम में सो रहा था, मेरी वाइफ अंदर वाले रूम में सो रही थी और उन्होंने यहाँ से आके पानी पीने के बहाने जंप लगा दिया. अंदर से लोग लगा लिया था.
क्या उस समय भी वो गेम खेल रही थी?
उस समय उनके पास फोन था बट मैंने देखा नहीं गेम था. फोन फेंक के गया, फोन वो पुलिस वाले ले गए. 15 साल थी, एक 14 साल है और एक 11 साल.
क्या कभी आपने रोका नहीं इस तरीके से?
नहीं, गेम के बने था लेकिन मुझे नहीं पता था कि ये इसमें ऐसा टास्क भी है कि खुदवाने का टास्क है. मुझे पता होती जी कौन बाप अपने बच्चे को मरने देगा. सब बताओ.
So investigators say that the addiction began during the COVID-19 pandemic and only grew stronger. The sisters did everything together, we hear. They were so attached, the 3 sisters. They would eat, sleep, wake up, study, go to school, all of it together, and also skipped all of it together to watch these K-drama. At around 2:15 a.m., neighbors heard a loud thud and alerted the police. The girls were rushed to the hospital but were declared brought dead. And if you think this is a rare case, let me tell you, this case is not the only one. We're looking at another horrific case that's now come to light from Bhopal. In Bhopal, a 14-year-old boy, Ansh Sahu, the only child of his parents, was found dead at home. He too was addicted to online gaming. When his parents took away his phone, he reportedly spiraled into distress and depression. 2 cities, 2 families. We are looking at similar stories. In fact, this boy we hear, he was so addicted that he would refuse to do anything else at home. The parents would take away his phone and he would go into complete chaos. And they were so fed up. Eventually, the boy itself decided to take the extreme step. So it's very tragic to see these instances coming to light because children we know do not have that emotional stability or capacity to think wise. Apps and games are designed like slot machines, endless scrolling, random rewards, constant dopamine hits. Children's brain, they really crave these easy wins and they don't yet have that emotional breaks to stop. They go on to it, they get so deep addicted to it. Well, should India really follow countries like Australia, Spain, France and ban social media for children under 16? Should online games face stricter regulation? Where does parental responsibility come into place and how much should they? Where should government responsibility come into play here? India is already debating tougher digital rules. After these tragedies, of course, this is an urgent question on how long will it take for the government now to regulate it, because kids will do as what's seen, as what's given to them or what they come across. They get addicted to it. It's very hard for them to get off it. It's for the adults, for the government to really put a brake on it and How's that possible? What should we be doing at the earliest with urgency? Anubha Srivastava Sahai, educationist and the president of India Abide Parent Association joins me. We also have Dr. Nisha Khanna, senior psychologist, and Kanish Gaur, tech expert and founder, India Future Foundation. Thanks all of you for joining us. Dr. Nisha Khanna, tell us, how can one get so addicted to such a point that they are willing to take their own life? It's very hard to believe a 16-year-old can be played like that. And I'm sure none of these apps are asking them to go kill themselves. There were some apps, though there were some dark games that even did that. But I'm saying, you know, what they were watching, Korean drama, Korean pop, Korean culture, that is just fashion and entertainment. I wouldn't imagine one would be so addicted that they would kill themselves.
I would say first we have to understand what is the causes and the reasons behind why maybe these girls have taken those steps of killing themselves or suicide. The one major thing is that even the addiction of even mobile addiction, even alcohol addiction, even drugs addiction, or in this particular thing, the gaming addiction. Most of the time, even teenagers or adults, when go to any addiction, that because of escapism. They are not able to, they have suffering from loneliness. They have depression, anxiety symptoms, and they are unable to connect with the real world people. And that's why they are looking for some deeper connection and they got into addicted to. Second thing is that we all know the social media and any sort of addiction is because it gives us a dopamine hit. Dopamine hit is like we feel that, okay, we are getting gratifications. So any online gaming, it may be the way we watch reels, we watch serials one after the algorithm is such, it somewhere give us a I would say instant hit to our dopamine. That is very. Third is that the people who are having dysfunctional family system or the relationship where they have a poor parent child relationship or even the interpersonal relationship is a problem. I myself, as an expert senior psychologist, worked with the gaming company for 2 years as a senior psychologist, and I have interacted with numerous people of who were regular into gaming, and I would say invested huge amount of money also in gaming. And I have observed there is a when they are emotionally unstable people because gaming did neurological changes in your mind somewhere. This is research also says that after certain time you able to see it person is losing the emotional control. It's about obsession about when someone is in love or when someone is in love wants to talk to the person. When you are watching one serial you want to watch another serial, and sometimes mental health issues, depression, anxiety. Not only this, sometimes I have seen people and the children who have withdrawn, especially the teenagers who have withdrawn from
How
the
is it so
school
easy, doctor? How is it
society.
so easy for them to get onto a virtual world and get so addicted and you know, not be completely oblivious to the real world around them?
The basic thing is you have to understand it. Again, it is not one parameter can play a role in that. The number of factors can be, that's why I said it, number of factors can play a role in this. Even the person, you just see the history from 2020 onwards, these girls was going to school on and off. They were not doing getting good marks in the class. They were feeling guilty. Another thing is that the social withdrawal. They were not going to in the society kid to play and interact with the outer world with the children. The symptoms, they were always with the mobile or other things, or in the room they are watching TVs. So you have to say sometimes because of these sort of addiction, I have seen children who are having psychotic symptoms. Sometimes delusion and hallucination also plays a role. So you
Yeah.
can't say that what is only one reason. Gaming, the way we know that in Blue Whale game, the task was being, the last goal was in that the child will do the suicide. So there is one thing. Another thing is, you notice one pattern. There were three girls in the house. So gender neutral, gender part, you can say that three of the girls were in alignment with the elder sister. Elder sister was working as a savior or maybe working as a dominating personality with whom the junior sisters were, all the siblings were following. Again, one same gender people were in the one room and they were three were not going, were following the same pattern. I do not know about their brother, how the boy's role was there, because they have 4 or 5 children in the house. So you can say that the husband also
That's another very
handled.
concocted story there. We hear the background is that the father married two
Yes.
wives and the children are from two wives. They were all staying in the same house and the two wives are own sisters. And the first wife could not have conceived early on in her life and therefore he got married to the second sister who eventually both conceived, but they are all living in the same house. I don't know if that will really have a bearing on children's mental health, will it?
Yes, it will impact that, because I do not know whether the kids were okay, how their relationship was. The family dynamics plays an important role. As I already mentioned that, because numerous cases when I dealt with the gaming people and the children who are having the history of these sort of suicidal even attempts, because no child will go and do the suicide in one go. Sometimes even in the wall you read it out, we are very lonely. So it is not about one thing. The parents took the mobile only. You maybe there is the history where we are not able to take the rejection part.
But you know,
That when someone
three
is there.
sisters who are so, I have a great relationship with my sister, and I wish all girls should have a sister. You know, the bond that you share with a sister, you can't share with anyone else, not your parents, not your brother, not anyone else, right? Not your spouse. Sister's bond is very special. So, despite having three sisters together doing everything morning to night, how can they feel lonely? I don't know. Explain to us how can these girls say they were lonely? Three of them
Ma'am,
all the time together.
Ma'am,
Can I chime
I
in?
would
Can
say
I chime in
research
here?
also says, Nabila, research also says the people who are having any sort of addiction, it may be TV addiction, mobile addiction, I'm again repeating, drinks addiction, drugs addiction, even any person's addiction is somewhere deep rooted from our childhood. You can't ignore how our born and brought up is, how the house environment is. You just imagine, because they did not given the birth, got married to two sisters, the way you are mentioning.
Yeah.
The dysfunctional family part is already been highlighted. Again, the kids were not going to school. I am again highlighting kids were spending more time over the mobile phones. And again, I am saying it that because parents don't have a quality of relationship with the kids, not have emotional bonding. There is a huge research of that when any person is losing emotional control, self control, emotional regulation is getting disturbed. Any sort of addiction is leading to that. Any person who are not able to connect with the real world will go and find the friends, TV, media, and all those things they are going to connect. And this is not one, maybe the multiple researches about this, that emotional regulation plays an important role. And self awareness. Would say that when you say that three kids were there, five kids were there, I do not know how their family systems were. Maybe three kids were, because I have seen 4 years old child is writing, I do not want to live because my parents are fighting every day. So you can imagine that a 4 years old child can write this. A 12, 16, and 14 years are much mature as compared to them. But
Yeah.
as they were teenagers, their mind is not that much developed. They can decide about what is right and wrong. Whether parents were taking the kids to any psychologist or any psychiatrist, as they were showing this addiction part, children were having guilt issues, children were not going to school, not good in studies. What were the reasons? They were, any child has some dyslexia problem, why three kids are in a same row going into the following the same behavior what the elder one was doing. So I think so there were lots of red flags were already there where parents have ignored this thing.
Okay.
Now I do
Okay.
not know how the parents handle that
That's what,
part.
it's very difficult for how do you parents at max, they said stop, don't use your phone anymore and pull it out. What's the best approach then? How should parents, if kids are going to cry and lose their mind if their phones are taken away, what's the best approach that parents can take to ensure that the problem is fixed and they don't push them to the edge? But I'll come to you on that. Kanishk wanted to make a point. Kanishk, this kind of addiction that's claiming lives, I believe that tech companies should be legally liable.
See, I don't think so. It's a matter of tech companies. We don't have a supporting ecosystem in India. If someone has addiction, how do we stop that addiction is really the key. There are signs that have been picked up by parents. Are parents educated enough to understand those signs and flag them and take them for mental health or for counseling or for any kind of external intervention? That ecosystem is clearly lacking in India. Blaming it on the tech companies will always be the case, right? And this, again, is Korean pop, which they are watching. This is not from India. How can you blame Korean pop if someone's got addicted to it? It's lack of ecosystem of understanding, maturity of parents to get involved with children, right? You're getting kids to miss school and watch K-pop, and not just one child, three girl child involved in that. So it's complete lack of responsibility from the parents' part, which is there, and they're giving them phone. And this is very normal, right? Parents give away phones to children just to ensure that they don't disturb them. You just go to any house, children will have phone, and they'll be watching something like this, K-pop or any other addiction. It's about educating parents, letting them know what are early addiction signs, how they should
It's so
disassociate.
difficult, right? Because
What's
as a child, as a teenager, if you're not adept and caught up with the cultural references of the time, you could be left behind in class because all your classmates know what K-pop is, who are those stars, what kind of games are trending, what's really cool on social platforms. If you do not know it, then you're left behind. You're either teased, and you just go into that's another cycle of depression.
See, there'll always be fear of missing out in children. But here we are talking about three relatable individuals. So the elder one is influencing the younger two. The key part here is even in schools, we don't have training awareness. So what is really needed today is digital literacy in schools by a train the trainer program where children could be trained on helping them identify if they are getting addicted to anyone, or you have teachers to flag that out. Erstwhile, you used to have psychology counseling, but what about digital well-being? We don't have an ecosystem which is set up. So it's more of a societal issue than a tech issue, I would say. You need to have better mechanisms or ecosystems. Parent-child relationship needs to evolve in the digital age. Similarly, the role of teachers, that is extremely important. I don't think so the parents would have actually gone and spoken to the teachers in the school to see what their kids are doing because they were living together. So it's absolutely ignorance which has led to this. You can't let children
Anuba,
miss
who's also
school
a
and be
parent,
addicted.
Anuba could probably give us a perspective on that. How much is interfering? How much is caring? Where do you draw the line as a parent, Anuba? I don't know. As a parent, it's such a task now to decode these young minds. They're of a different generation. They are able to adapt and grasp so quickly. They get immersed so easily. And if the parents ask them to stop, then the meltdown is of another level.
Yeah, thank you for having me on this show. And see, this is a very serious concern, and we have been raising and discussing on this issue since past few years, since COVID, I would say. And even WHO has time and again, WHO has also admitted that the mobile addiction is a mental disorder. And in our country, till now, government has only come up with some guidelines and some acts to regulate online gaming and all these things. But the more important thing is the awareness. Awareness is missing in at school level. At counseling is not happening. It's not only that children should be counseled; even the parents need to be counseled how to tackle if such things happen at their home or in the school. How to tackle the children? The parents are not aware. They'll just take away the mobile and they don't know the repercussion what will go through, what will be happening in the minds of the children. So until unless we start awareness from school level, awareness of children and parent, counseling of parents and children both, this issue will not be resolved, because we have seen that children are committing suicide not only for this gaming and because of other issues also related to mobile addiction. So my request to the concerned authorities and state government and central government also, even Child Rights Commission should intervene, and each and every school should make it mandatory to counsel the children, and parents have a meeting of PTA meeting, parent teacher association meeting every month. Let's start from monthly meeting and counseling of the children. We have counselors, it's mandatory to have counselors in each and every school, but that is also not happening. So I think it's high time that as a society, we all should come together to stop all these things which is happening. The mobile addiction, basically, which is we can see in most of the cases, the children are committing suicide. And now even government has come up with a guideline that mobile phones are not allowed in schools. Some schools are implementing it, some schools are not. So at school level, it's not only that you are stopping children to get the mobile. They outside the school, also at home, they are getting addicted to mobile phones. So I feel that awareness and counseling of parents and children both is mandatory. It should be made mandatory. Then only we will be able to save our
So
young
when
children.
Dr. Nisha could probably tell us, how do you make a child aware? Dr. Nisha,
Uh,
without
one thing-
depriving them of the current trend? You know, they should also be, you know, riding on that bandwagon where they're known to be familiar with what's happening digitally as well, right? You can't deprive them of the digital platform, but yet how can you sensitize them?
Nabila, one point I want to add it that because lots of parents must be watching your show, we have to understand that our early childhood plays an important role.
Yeah.
Even the feeling of self-doubt in a child is coming from the 18 months to 3 years of age. Another thing is that initiation and guilt feeling is also coming to a child in the age of 3 to 5 years old. And inferiority complex in the child is coming from the age of 5 to 12 years. So the initial years of any human beings are very important in life. So we have to understand that, and most of the places, the environment of home, how the parents are training the children, how they are interacting with the outer world, all somewhere starts from the childhood itself. And in this particular state, when the kids were not getting good marks, feeling shameful, guilty, having inferiority complex, how to interact with the outer world, were all related to their upbringing. So we can't ignore that parents' part. Another thing is that when children are involved in addiction or anything, I think so parents have to sit with them, interact with them, spend quality time with them, talk about emotions, what they like, what they don't like. Even these kids were not going to school, not good in studies, whether they approach any psychologist or a counselor or a psychiatrist, maybe children have dyslexia issue, maybe having attention deficiency problem, or any other issues, maybe faced bullying in the school. What the issues were, the children were not going to schools. I think so when parents are also put the time bound, what when they can use the phone, which websites they can use the phone. I think so parents still everywhere till the age of 18, even the social media, the accounts being monitored by the parents only. So I think so you can make the replica of WhatsApp
Also to
how
give
the kids are using.
1 hour screen time. That's the limitation, or one,
Yeah.
2 hours. I don't know what's the actual.
Nabila,
Yeah.
this is
And
Kanishk. I
again,
just want to chime in
yeah.
on this aspect.
Yeah.
I think it's also important we don't have apps which can help control. We only have screen control, which mobile phone tells you, but we don't have app which can control and tell you what is the kind of content children are watching, or they could do better keywords to find out what kind of keywords the children are watching and block certain kind of content.
Right.
So content monitoring, content blocking, I think there's a huge gap in the Indian society. If I look at US, EU, UK, Australia, on some of those markets, they have specific apps whose job is basically for content moderation, control, and monitoring.
And do you believe
And
that
they
India
limit-
should ban social media for children under 16?
I don't think so.
Why not?
So I don't think so. It's a ban. If you
No,
ban something,
why
you
shouldn't
won't
we?
be able to stop it.
If countries like
ban, I'm
Australia,
saying-
France are doing it, why should India not? And also, this
See,
is
India-
it's a broader crackdown on ensuring they are prevented from digital addiction by and large.
See, in India, children get access to internet or mobile phones via their parents. So it is, even if you ban it and children take it from their parents, despite it is being banned, it is not going to solve the problem. And I can tell you, bans not solve for India, because in India there is big amount of lawlessness. You have to educate,
Precisely.
make people
Because of the
aware.
kind of lawlessness, maybe a blanket ban is a smarter thing to do. You know, we are a banana
See,
republic.
people find
Sometimes we
ways.
don't listen.
People
If a
find
ban
ways
is there, then
in India.
there is a level of deterrence.
See, I think it's more about educating and making it aware rather than putting a blanket ban. It always is difficult because people will find ways to follow.
No, that's
Until and unless it
that's
is more of a
besides the
change
point,
management
isn't it,
problem.
Kanishk? People finding
No,
ways
it is
to
a
get
more
to
of a-
it is besides the point.
It's a
I
more
know
of a
systematic
change
changes.
management problem.
No, I
Systematic change
understand.
is always better.
I understand systematic change is needed. It has to come from the family, from the school, from the teachers, all of that. It's a collective effort. But a ban is also something that I definitely would vote for. You know, Dr. Nisha, you wanted to say?
Yeah, I was to say children mostly learn from the modeling what parents do, not from what parents say. So I would say if each parent will be a role model, if parents themselves start reducing the usage of mobile phone, whether not spend too much time on social media, not spending too much time on TV, I think so they interact, they involve kids into the outer sports activity, get involved into the hobbies, make themselves to do certain tasks even of the household, even to make them self-reliant. That will make, I think so, these activities or these things, because again, when the person is thinking of even suicide or suicide suicidal thoughts, even due to gaming or any XYZ reasons. Because I have seen when the teenagers are coming and taking drastic step, most of the time we finding parents or gaming, and the real form sometimes comes also the relationship of the person they are having with someone else. So I am sorry to say, but this is also plays an important role, because I would say the investigation is going on. There are lots of things or underlying layers must be coming. And I think so through your channel medium, I would like to say the school, the teachers, the parents all have to be on the, I would say, guidance. And if you are not able to handle, the child is throwing tantrums, temper tantrums, conduct disorder, disobedient, go and speak to a psychologist, psychiatrist, or counselors. Go to school,
Okay.
or even for your help, even the child is denying for the same. They have to go and approach, because what things we can't do, we approach a professional when we do not know how to fix our mobile. Why can't to fix our house, our children? We can't approach a psychiatrist, psychologist, or
I
a
know that
counselor.
taboo and stigma has to go, right? It doesn't mean a child is mad if you're going to a psychologist or a psychiatrist. It's corrective
That's
measure,
true.
just like you oil your
just
vehicle with fuel, or
one
you.
point here, Nabila, I think that mechanism has to be institutionalized in schools. So you have specialists. Erstwhile, you used to have counselors, psychologists, but those psychologists and counselors need to be trained on digital well-being in every school. And you need to have curriculum on digital well-being, which is completely lacking today. It has to be made part of teaching, whether it is CBSE or ICSE, and you need to have specific subjects where it is taught quite well, and
Yeah.
a mechanism where this could be reached out to children via the counselor who is well trained to train the teachers to take it forward. I think that's there. I have delivered programs in partnership with various state governments in India, delivering such workshops. I
Right.
have always found, until unless it is not done right at the principal level, you won't have the support of the teacher.
Correct.
So the principals of different schools will have to take a major role, particularly government schools.
Right.
You need a lot of awareness, both in government and private.
Let's
but
hope this is a
government, because
wake-up
it
call,
stresses
right?
masses,
And we're
yes.
really looking forward for things to change. Let's hope the 3 girls and this boy in Bhopal, their deaths are not gone. You know, they hopefully has an impact enough for the system to change and for us to wake up to the horrors of the digital world. Thanks very much, all of you, for joining us on that.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.